Good morning, Zodiac. Welcome to this old family read for the 8th of September. A collective read for whoever resonates. Using the Gilded Tarot Royale. Today, one of my oldest decks, most familiar. So I want to do what I call a forensic read. Someone that I know a while back, they asked once, there was someone who died, and it was an overdose. And after many years, it was always a feeling that it maybe wasn't simply an overdose. Justice, I won't take it, but went at it for a while, but I think we got an answer. And they said, help them get closure. So that's like, I want to go back today and look at what is our biggest past relationship that's unresolved, that needs closure, that there's something Spirit can tell us that's helpful, in order to move forward. Because I'm seeing a lot of hang-ups in manifestation with relationships. That's often what it is. When I do the singles read, I say it's for completely singles, totally singles. The airport is open, the plane can land now, it has your soulmate. You've been circling and circling because we keep these other people, and Spirit's just reading off the energy, and it's like, okay, well, you're not ready for this new person because I see, you're still got this other person in your heart. So maybe it's something like that. We'll see what we got. Just do the 4-card pull like usual. I was thinking about doing a heart spread for this, but I don't think it's necessary. And we'll get into the whole relationship. I really want to focus on what it is that we need to know in terms of releasing. I think I've done this. It was really hard. Love of my life, I felt a woman that it changed everything for me. It was like at 57. And my thought was like, it took 57 years, how possibly could I find this kind of energy again? But lo and behold, I did, but really had to let it go. And it's hard because deep down inside, I don't want to, I'm saying I'm letting it go, but it's all about how we feel emotionally. It's like manifestation, you can't just say, I want a new car, or not really believe it. And inside, you're really thinking this is never going to work. Get a new car. You have to believe it. That's where Neptune comes into manifestation. 12th house in the chart too, Pisces energy, which rules videos and mirrors and film. So this is why the Stuart Smiley thing works. You look in the mirror and say, I'm good enough and I'm smart enough, and daggone it, people like me. I like that guy. Okay, in the name of light and love, so it serves the greatest good Spirit. It gives us some guidance here in our forensic love read for the soul family here on the 8th of September. Beautiful downtown Playa del Carmen. Not really downtown, thank God. Sagittarius card. So this is, I'm still going to read this as where we're at now. Try to get a bead on how kind of open we are to this. This is really good. This is because, not just saying because I'm a Sag, but temperance, think of the word. This is feeling like things are going pretty good. They say it's a patience card, but I think it's patient because basically everything's okay. There's nothing really, there's no fires to put out. There's no red flags making the bull snort or anything. And it's a balanced, kind of quiet and receptive energy. A very good place to be in. Fire and water, it's like the yin yang on my logo because I'm a fire, sun, Cancer, moon. Let's see what we get for what's blocking. Wow. So that's powerful because this speaks to an insight and maybe a talk. Something that needs to be said. Because it's in blocking, it's something that was unsaid. So I think like temperance, I really like this because I think if you're watching the soul family read, still banging the Lionsgate energy. This is the astral train has left the station. The manifestation is over. I mean, I'm not saying don't manifest, but kind of like just know that it's there, know that it's real, know that it's coming, and focus your energy on other things, whatever's right your life. But in this one, there's definitely something unsaid, because now we look at it as if it's reversed here, and that's something that's unsaid. So you need to say something to this person. In adult children's of alcoholics, I was in for decades of my life. It was very helpful to me. I learned a lot. Boy, I heard everything. So many people sharing their experience. I thought my childhood was bad till a couple of years in that, and I realized, shoot, I, relatively speaking, had pretty good. And there's a step, I forget the number, but it's like the 6th step, I think. Make amends to anyone we've hurt. And the advice is, it's really not a good idea to call up your ex cold and say, hey, I'm really sorry for what I did, But you do need to do that. So you can say that. This is, I'm not Catholic, but the one thing about Catholicism I really like is the confessional. Because you know what? You can post it down here, and not many people watching. But I do this. This is how I manifest. I post things, poems, and it's me just putting it out there and saying it, and so that the universe hears it, your guides and angels hear it, and it almost doesn't matter if they hear it. And this may be something you need to hear from them. Now watch for that. The problem with this, they may not say what it is you need them to say. But if it's something you feel like you need to say, it's really important to say it. I'll tell you one thing. What I like to do is write it down on a piece of paper and go to any body of water and float it out onto the water and set it on fire. The way I usually do it, I get a paper plate and I put it on top of the paper plate and I read it at the shoreline. And I like to have someone else there. It's important, a friend, a lover. It can be really nice. Your lover will support you in this. And say what it is you need to say, and then say, I release you to your highest good. Because I feel like this is really something you need. You feel like you need to say. There's something it's something you need to say. It's Ace of Swords reversed that you didn't say. This could be, this is so hard for people. Your lover dies, your husband, your wife dies, or your child, God forbid. And, all for the rest of your life, you're thinking, I didn't say I love you that morning. That'll get you. It's a reminder, though. That feels about it. It's a reminder to say I love you. Yeah, but we're not perfect. Yeah. Thank you, Spirit. Let it go. Let it go emotionally. There's other ways to do it, but tell a quick story. My ex-wife, very bad situation with the father, and he would take these pictures of them as babies, and there's one of her he always had in the hallway. She's just a baby, just in her diaper, and she kind of hated that picture. And I said, let's take that picture and write your intentions on the back of it. This feels good to you, and then ask for this to be released, and for him to serve, meet his highest good. So even if someone does you wrong, I personally, I would never ever say, Spirit, get him. No. Release me from this energy. That's what you want. And then burn it, I think that's important. But make a ritual out of it. It has to be real. This is all in your mind. And to get it out of your mind, you have to make it real. There could be other ways to do this. You know, I have a friend that did this. I just realized by getting on Facebook, and I was appalled when he did this, and just putting it all out there. And the ex immediately unfriended him, and that was it, you know. But good. I mean, it worked. Um, you got to get it out there. You got to make it real because you want to get this out of your head. That's the thing. In order to get the closure, and emotionally, Eight of Cups is emotionally releasing something. And that's how you're going to do it, by getting it out of your head, ritualizing it, making it physical, and then frankly destroying it at the same time in a ceremony. Have a witness, even if it's one person, and then let it go. And then just say, I let it go. And I think you will begin to feel it. I'm going to hold the bottom of the deck. You might have already seen it in the Five of Swords. I don't know how to look at this other than by doing this, it will cause an argument. So you may do this with the person. I'm not saying don't do that. It's not always right to go back to the person and say what it is you need to say, but it's an individual decision, and sometimes it is the right thing to do. I would say in general, it's the right thing to do when you're still engaged with the person, mama, daddy, you know, you have kids or something, you still have to have contact with them. I think it's probably the wrong thing if you haven't talked to them in 10 years, you know, to cold call them and say, you know, sorry I cheated on you, or, you know, I just want you to know I really hate you for that thing you did on August 2nd, 1992. But I think this is maybe why it's so hard, but it's also swords and swords. You even see the similar colors. Look at the sky, kind of a roiling sky, you know, but still has to be done. And I want to clarify the five of Swords here with the King of Wands. Yeah, I think you're dealing with the fire sign person, and with the King of Wands, you just kind of look at that card. You might kind of be afraid to talk to them. There might have been abuse involved. So with this Five of Swords, so take my advice though, you don't necessarily have to say this to them, because the key to all of this is it's never about them. It's not, love is kind of not about them. It's about us. So you just have to release yourself, you know. You don't have to get them back, anything like that. I get the feeling, boy, he's such a stern looking king. He's scaring me a little bit. I pick up the vibe off of cards. And right now, this feels like it could have been someone who's abusive. They might have been abusive in their actions. If that's the case, they're virtually always abusive verbally and, you know, mentally, emotionally. And this is why Spirit's advising you, man, you got to walk away from this emotionally, because it is hanging up your Ace of Cups, guys. This is exactly what's hanging up your Ace of Cups. So you have my ideas for a ritual, but in some manner, make this thought real and then release it to their highest good. You know, release yourself to your highest good and emotionally walk away from this energy. Even though, I mean, this could just be indicating here that just by doing this, it's going to stir up a lot of shit in you. That's okay, because it has to be done. That's maybe why you're not doing it, because you know it's going to stir up a lot of shit in you. But look at what's at stake here, man. You know, the Ace of Cups is the real deal. That's the real deal. That's the overall energy of the reading. Is 100%. This is what's blocking. It's like you do this, and I mean, it's amazing how this works. Minutes, days, weeks, pop goes the weasel when you do this, and you really do it and mean it, and really walk away and release it emotionally. Wow. Thank you, guys.